Hello, everyone. My name is Bernard, and what I'm going to do this evening is present a group of videos associated with the 10 core NAUI dive topics. I'm going to present 5 of those 10. I am a Divemaster candidate here in Destin, Florida, and this is just to kind of evaluate my presentation style, but I hope you enjoy. Here we go. All right, I'm going to present 5 topics of discussion: equipment, diving physics, decompression theories and dive tables, rescue, and nitrox. Okay, first topic again is equipment. Who here has had the opportunity to do some snorkeling or skin diving using a mask, snorkel, and fins? Was there a significant difference in using fins versus no fins? How were you able to dive on a breath hold? How long were you able to dive on a breath hold? Okay. Today we're going to go over some equipment and associated terms and learn about the basic types, operation, care, and maintenance of various items of equipment. We'll also look at the information you're able to obtain from a dive computer. Okay. This is important because as open water scuba divers, obtaining the necessary equipment opens you up to exploring a whole new world in the depths of the ocean, along with other bodies of open water like lakes and rivers. All right, types of scuba equipment. First, you'll start out with your mask. Mask will allow you to actually see underwater. A mask has provides a layer of air in front of your eyes. It also your mask has an enclosed nose, so you're able to kind of breathe and equalize in the mask as you descend. Proper fit is very important. Essential features of the mask would be the tempered glass lens to prevent shattering, and the adjustable split or wide head strap. Okay, next piece of equipment is a snorkel. A snorkel is useful to help you breathe at the surface, to conserve air, conserve energy, so you won't kind of dip into your air supply. Okay. Next piece of equipment are boots. Boots provide protection and warmth for your feet. Also helpful for when walking on the dive boat or in the dive environment, where you might be susceptible to rocks and jagged rocks, things of that nature. Next is fins. They provide a means of propelling yourself through the water. Without fins, it's actually difficult to even awkward to move in the water with your scuba kit on. All right, there's 2 types of fins: the full foot or fins with the heel strap. The full foot used primarily in warm water or for snorkeling, whereas with the heel strap, you could use it in any environment. Of course, you would need boots on. And fins come in an assortment of styles and materials. All right, next are gloves. Provides protection from cuts or scrapes. And they can be made of multiple materials: cotton, nylon, or neoprene. A very important piece of scuba equipment is the actual scuba cylinder. This is where you're getting your air from. Tanks can range from 1800 PSI to 4500, and they're made of steel or aluminum. You have markings on the tank to identify either manufacturer, the service pressure of the tank, the material, the hydrostatic testing date, serial number. In the US, cylinders actually require annual visual inspection and then a 5-year hydrostatic inspection to make sure the strength integrity of the tank is intact. All right, next is your buoyancy compensator device. It enables you to control whether you float at the surface, hover in the water, or sink to the bottom. And control it by adding or removing air from the device. What's important here is there's actually 3 different types of BCs or buoyancy compensator devices. There's the jacket style, the back inflate, or the horse collar, kind of primarily used for snorkeling. Next are regulators. You have your first and second stage regulators to also include your octopus. This is the way you get the air from the cylinder. Your first stage regulator actually takes that high pressure air, reduces it down to about 150 PSI above pressure surrounding the cylinder. From there, the air is delivered from the first stage to the second stage by way of a low pressure hose, and that reduces the air even further so that you're able to breathe it, and it's based on ambient pressure surrounding the diver. All right, next piece of equipment is exposure protection. That could be in the form of rash guards, dive skins, wet suits, or dry suits. Protects you from either the coolness or cold water. Also could protect you from being stung by marine life and any cuts or scrapes that you could encounter. It's important to note here that NAUI actually offers a dry suit diver specialty course to get more familiar with dry suits. I highly recommend if you're going to be diving, in the colder waters, colder frigid waters. All right, next piece of equipment is a compass, important for poor visibility dives and navigation. All right, additional instruction on compass will be provided in your NAUI Advanced Open Water Scuba Diver and your Master Diver courses. All right, next piece of equipment is the depth gauge. Pretty self-explanatory, monitors the depth that you're at while diving. And then the submersible pressure gauge, that's used to monitor your air supply in your cylinder. Both of these gauges, I'm going to jump to dive computers. Both of these gauges are kind of actually included in your dive computer. So some of the things that your dive computer shows would be, of course, your depth. If it's air integrated, then it could monitor your cylinder pressure. Also could monitor your surface air consumption or SAC rate. Another thing in dive computer monitors is your actual dive time, remaining dive time, your max depth, your average depth, current depth, temperature, surface intervals, any gas loading, nitrogen or oxygen, and monitor your dive profile and ascent rates. All right, another piece of equipment are weights. Weights are used to offset the buoyancy of your body, wetsuit, and other diving gear. Weights can be in the form of lead blocks or soft weights, which could be pouches of lead shot. All right, maintenance. Regulator maintenance, alternate air sources, and gauges our life support system, and they should be carefully maintained. It's important to replace your dust cap to the first stage whenever the regulator is off the cylinder, to keep debris and water out of your first stage so it won't rust those components. It's important to rinse your gear with fresh water after every diving day to remove salt crystals or other impurities. Important to not leave your gear in the sun any more than necessary, as that sunlight and heat can damage neoprene in your gear. You want to have your gear serviced professionally on an annual basis. That's its life support equipment. You want to keep it maintained. It's also a good idea to inflate the BC to allow it to dry completely and store in a cool, dry place. Okay. All right, so again, we went over components of your scuba diving kit. Scuba diving is an equipment-intensive recreational activity. As you broaden your diving skills, you will undoubtedly purchase additional diving equipment. I myself, my closet is full of diving gear to be spilled out into bedrooms now. And there are also actually specialty courses available for equipment repair and maintenance that cover these areas in great detail. Thanks for listening. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.